Well, I believe in good vibrations is what creates a beautiful nation. All you need is the will to do right, do right, do right.
Welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode of Anecdotal Arguments and Anecdotally No Refunds. I am your host, Jay Fry, and with me is Sean. How's it going, Sean?
Not bad, not bad.
Good. Glad to hear it. That's it for the cast today.
Although Garrick will probably pop in an inopportune moment, I would imagine.
Well, any moment Garrett pops in is an opportunity.
Yeah.
What do we have on the agenda for today?
Oh, anything really. I mean, it's a grab bag. It's the denouement of the election season, so everybody's just kind of on a downslide, and people are realizing that they have buyer's remorse with Joe Biden fucking shit up straight out of the gate. So
Yeah, it's that Day Do Dawn thing. That's what he said.
Yep.
What is that? Denouement?
Denouement.
What is that?
That's the part of a story after the climax that just kind of wraps everything up.
Oh. Learn something new every day. Learn something new every day, denouement.
Ah. Yeah. Okay, Dad.
Practicing.
Got big plans, do you?
Yeah. I got some fertile plans.
Sweet.
Just waiting for those eggs to hatch. Yeah, I've pretty much ignored politics this week because it's just nothing but a clusterfuck. I'm like, there's a good chance that if I keep ignoring politics, I'll just find a check in my mailbox one day, and that'll be when I find out that there was another stimulus package.
Well, I looked in that today, and we're not getting $2,000. We're going to get $1,400. So, that plus the $600 we already got should equal the $2,000 that they wanted, that they could have done the first time but didn't. And Biden's delaying it because he wants to make a good first impression, although he already hasn't.
Yeah. Oh, there's no doubt that Biden's going to put forth another stimulus package.
Well, it's already in the Senate, I think.
Yellen, Janet Yellen from his has a 26-year career in the Federal Reserve, and she's now Secretary of Treasury. So
yeah, I saw her.
Of course,
confirmed today.
Yeah, of course they're gonna borrow money from the Federal Reserve, which is not a federal branch, by the way. There's nothing federal about the Federal Reserve. So of course they're gonna be hitting that pipeline.
Mm-hmm. They just got to work at how the kickbacks are coming in. I'm sure.
Make sure they get that funding to the Center of the Arts and the Kennedy Center and anything else that donates to Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
Need to get that all lined up before they can put anything else into play. Fuck them. Just fuck them.
Yep. I guess there's going to be a contingent of 7,000, somewhere between 5,000 and 7,000 National Guard troops that are going to just be in the Capitol till March.
Maybe I'll treat them nicer.
I doubt it. And I'd like to know what states they're from, because if the governors had any fucking balls, they'd just recall their troops.
Tennessee recalled their troops the day after that night.
Florida did as well, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Haven't heard about Arizona, but I don't think we have a huge contingent there to begin with.
But it's funny what you are hearing about and what you're only seeing on social media, like the You're not seeing the Republicans who brought food for the troops. Just Tammy Duckworth, who made the great effort of allowing them to use her office when she wasn't in it.
Yeah, well, and Joe Biden brought them cookies.
Oh, that cripple who stood up for the flag on the Republican side. He brought them like dozen pizzas. I'm like, oh, that's got to be super helpful to 5,000 troops.
Exactly. No, it's a political football. No matter which side of the aisle you're on, it's disgusting either way. What you most certainly didn't hear about in the news is that Trump opened up the D.C. Trump Hotel to them.
Mm-hmm. Did you see? I saw this just recently. The office of the former president.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's he
More
started
of
that
that.
for correspondence. Yeah,
More of
he did
that.
that for correspondence, and of course the same people who were cheering the office of the president-elect are saying the office of the former president isn't a thing. And I'm like, it is a thing. They're called presidential libraries. They have those.
Yeah, and aren't these the same people that really urged Obama on to kibitz and, make comment on everything the first year of Trump?
Yeah. Maynard says his favorite thing is the young college kids. The people saying things will finally change under Biden. They somehow missed the 8 years he was VP under the press, whose campaign slogan was "Hope and Change." Yeah, that's what you expect from college kids who probably started college while Trump was in office already, meaning that they were in middle school when Biden was VP.
Yeah, zero political awareness.
Yeah, that's the only reason. That's the only way they can get idiot college kids to vote for them, because they're stupid. You have to be educated to be that dumb.
Yeah,
And that's
you have to have just enough intelligence to be told what to do and what to think about something, and being told something is important rather than finding it out by your own damn self. Because if you find out by your own damn self, that means you're interested and engaged, and they don't want to have anything to do with those people.
Kamala was right about young people being really stupid. Oh, Kamala. Okay, I was like, it's inappropriate, Stephen.
No,
Accurate but inappropriate.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty spot the fuck on.
There was a post of they put her head on some fat stripper's body, and I was like, oof, must have been the day shift. But they had Bernie with a stupid mitten sitting in the background. Did you hear that story about there's like a huge upswing in people wanting to buy Bernie's mittens?
Mm-hmm.
And the lady came out, she's like, sorry, I was a small business. I got crushed.
So I've got this group of associates, acquaintances. Can't really call them friends. Anyway, we're all part of the Facebook D&D group, posting D&D memes and shit like that, talking D&D and whatever else. And the dude puts up, a picture of Bernie in the mittens and makes some sort of comment here. Let me go look at it real quick.
About time they stop discriminating and disenfranchising of people who fill out stolen ballots.
Oh yeah, it says the mittens of redistribution. Like it's a magic item. It says, when the cold winds blow, the change is in the air. One must grasp and hold tight to the ideals of the greater good. These ideals are knitted into the fabric of these mittens and deliver boons to all within the party. Redistribution of wealth. If mittens of redistribution pass over an unwanted adventuring gear, the wearer can choose to instantly convert that item to its fair market value. That value appears as coins and is instantly distributed evenly among the party. Lending a hand. The power is shared with a group, and it needs the power of many to ensure the prosperity of all. Lending a hand powers. You can only have one powers distributed to the group at any given time. Select one of the following properties. +5 defense against cold attacks. +3 on charisma checks out of combat. Seize the means of production. +5 on all grapple and climbing rolls. Universal healthcare. Each member gains one use of healing word and advantage on offensive rolls against creatures with chaotic evil alignment. I'm like, that's wonderful. And then I posted the link to the MSN article about the taxation death of the manufacturer.
I'm enjoying them cracking down on Portland and Seattle, and they're like, "You were useful. You're not anymore. Goodbye."
Yeah. Well, they're not even cracking down though. That's the thing. It's literally just a continuation of last year. Half-assed arrests, half-assed, policing. They're just not getting what they want, which is fine. They never were going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, and I've kind of adopted the Tim Pool attitude. That's there. They voted for it. Have fun with that.
Basically.
What else do you do?
I'm currently of the belief, fuck them if they can't take a joke.
Exactly.
Man, what a fucking time. They're coming up, they're discovering that, hey, actually turns out those ballots that we allowed technically are illegal. How about that?
Yeah, now that it's too late to reverse it or do anything about it.
Mm-hmm. What a shit show.
Yeah, I mean, buyer's remorse. Immediately cancels the Keystone Pipeline, wrecking about 11,000 United States union jobs plus 3,000 Canadian ones. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't called Black Lives Matter back.
Yeah, they're posting about that now. They're not happy. This is not left or right, but merely facts. The Keystone Pipeline was being built to ship shale oil from Canada to the Gulf of Mexico to be shipped to China. Shale oil is a sludge of the oil commodities market. American refineries do not want to process and refine it when there is Brent crude available. Building the pipeline will take 2,000 workers 2 years to build. After that, there will be 35 permanent jobs manning the pump stations and checking for and repairing leaks. The oil is already being shipped. How? By truckers and railroad workers, keeping them employed, along with truck stop workers, mechanics, motel workers, restaurant workers, filling station workers, etc., who man the trucking networks. The pipeline could cut out the need for thousands of truck drivers and the other workers I mentioned in the trucking network.
Well, the only reason that they're using trucks right now is because it's logistically quick to do that. If the pipeline's kibosh, they're just going to lay a railroad tracks instead, and it's going to go over rail.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention, since the invention of the truck, there have been need for truck drivers. You go to any help wanted section, and a good portion of that will only be for truck drivers because they are in such high demand. But it's 2,000 miles from Canada to the Gulf. And you're trying to tell me that it takes 35 people for the entire 2,000 miles? Is that the most effective thing we've ever made anywhere?
Apparently.
Yeah.
How long is it going to take to build again?
Supposedly took 2 years. Or will take 2 years.
I don't think it's going all the way to the Gulf of Mexico, is it?
Well, it's supposed to be loaded on tankers and take it. I didn't know it was going to China.
Why wouldn't they just make one solely in Canada to Hudson Bay? If that were the case.
Well, I'm pretty sure because it's not going to China. I think it's full of shit. Like,
yeah, it would make sense if you're taking it down to the Gulf of Mexico to the refineries in the Gulf of Mexico. That would make some sense.
Dementia. Yeah, I wonder if you can tell an oil worker to learn to code. See if it'll hurt as much as the journalists. Journalists who were already seeing lose jobs.
Yeah, I wonder how long before they start whining about that. It took Jim Acosta, I think, 5 days or something like that to make an anti-Trump post since the Biden election. And he did that either last night or this morning.
I want to see how these reply guys, the Trump reply guys who got their 200,000 followers because they're just shitty to Trump. Mm-hmm. See how they hold up those numbers now. Like, no one wants to hear what great of a job Biden's doing. No one gives a fuck.
Well, it seems to me, I think I saw this somewhere. I think he called a lid on Saturday at like 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm like, you don't get to call a lid when you're the fucking president.
Jesus. He in the same speech he was talking about how he's going to have unprecedented levels of transparency, and when they screw up, you'll know they screwed up because they'll be the ones telling you.
Yeah.
And then he blew off most of the questions. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Expect, doddering, foolish old man responses and cackling laughter if you try to go after Kamala.
And that new press secretary, man, everything is but apparently most eloquent bitch ever to be put in the office.
Whatever. I honestly think that a lot of the hatred toward Kayleigh McEnany was the fact that she was a fucking bombshell. Like, I think they actually hated the fact that she was attractive. But you want to talk about prepared and ready to go? Holy shit.
Oh my god. She had binders full of insults for you fuckers.
Holy shit.
She's like, oh, Jim, I've got this right here for you. In 3rd grade, you were at sleepaway camp and pissed the bed. Any comments? How could you know that?
How dare you do your job?
Yeah, she fucking raked the floor with the press. So naturally, they're gonna want somebody who sucks at it, and apparently she's a big pro-communist piece of shit. But I don't know nothing about her, so I'll give her an attempt. Anything's better than nothing, I guess. I don't know. I prefer Tony Snow, but that was just me. Kayleigh insulted the press, but Snow would genuinely make you feel bad. Like he'd make you re-question your life while asking a question. And then died of cancer. Fucking piece of shit. I had to get into it with somebody just being fucking ignorant and stupid. They're like, it wasn't 185. It hasn't been 185 in 20 years. Gas is way above 185. And I'm like, all right. When you buy a $500 television, do you say it was $500, or do you include tax and say it was a $560 television? It's $500 television. That's gas before the 35 to 45 cents the government puts on it. That's the statement they're making. But you're going to be indignant about the price of gas and what you see at the pump. Yeah, we all, those of us who watched Beauty and the Beta saw the Matt and Blonde show. Fucking changing it up. The retraction in dislikes, which I saw days ago, but it's becoming more and more clear as it goes on. When you tune into something and there's 4,000 dislikes, you tune into something later and it's 3,000 dislikes, but 10,000 more views. You go, what the fuck? But it's not the first time it's happened, and it's not going to be the last time it happened. Yeah. Hashtag that be forever.
Yeah, 5 years is long enough, I think.
Meh.
I wish they had come up with something more entertaining than the Matt and Blonde show, but...
We're the Matt and Blonde show, yay! No. Like, at what point is she just going to start using her real name? Like, you haven't put out anything edgy since you got pregnant. Calm down.
I didn't see two of her most recent videos. I didn't see the one with Black Pigeon Speaks or whoever the other...
Legal Man.
Yeah, I didn't see that one either because I really don't fucking care. But I did watch the one with...
Computing Forever?
Yeah, Dave Cullen.
Mike Hawk makes a good point about they've been doing the YouTube fuckery with the downvotes for a while, like the Gillette video for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean there's you cannot trust any metric coming out of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't. It's like Microsoft and their projected time to download and install stuff. You just cannot trust anything they say.
27 years, huh? I hope it's not going to take that long.
I had something file copy I was doing the other day, and it's like 14 hours. 10 minutes later, 5 hours. Another 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm like, oh, that's some good calculating there, Bob.
Don't fuck with me, Clippy. I know my worth.
What'd you think of the Hunger Games outfit that Lady Gaga was wearing?
I think the odds will ever be in their favor. Yeah, I knew they were going to pull some shit to make the people tune in more, but the Night of Heroes or whatever the fuck it was with all the actors, I'm like, yeah, I'm not watching that.
I don't think many did. Biden, as predicted, lands with a wet thud.
Yeah. Yeah, they got the Biden-Harris, a presidency for all Americans. And I'm just kind of laughing right now. Like, how is the party that has degendered their entire uh, um, conversation, celebrating the first quarter black woman to be elected vice president. I'm like, were you bitches this excited when the possibility was uh, Sarah Palin? No, you weren't, because they weren't your team.
And there was big hype back in the 80s when Geraldine Ferraro was actually nominated. And then there's big hype because Kamala is the first vag haver to hold the position. Like, that's an accomplishment. Again, I don't understand. If we are indeed a meritocracy, which is supposedly what they're shooting for, kind of, all things being equal, it's really a non-accomplishment. It's like, okay, move on.
Son tipped off FBI about his father, who was charged in Capitol riot. I put my emotions behind me and do what I thought was right, said Jackson Refrit, who weeks before the siege alerted the FBI that his father was planning something big. And they zoom in, and he's got a Hello Kitty water distributor for cats.
Yeah.
It's like, computer enhance.
Good Lord.
I'm like, yeah, dude, whatever.
Welcome to the USSA.
Reliable sources says Saki, or however you know how to pronounce that new redhead's name, promises to share accurate info, and then in parentheses it says how refreshing. On a Chiron, like, whatever. You fucking. And this is Glenn Greenwald calling it out. I once again humbly submit that this would be a bridge too far, even for North Korean state television, which is usually a bit more subtle and discerning than this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the buyer remorse is real, man. There's a lot of people that hated Trump, mind you, that are still kind of got their eyebrows raised going, what the hell?
Workers' Party of Korea censures Republican Party of Arizona.
Oh, no. How and to what end?
Stephen Colbert. Oh my God, he's so funny. Mar-a-Lago members are quitting in droves. Turns out it's not the same if you can't hear the launch codes being shouted over the shrimp buffet. That's so good.
What the hell happened to him? He was actually really funny when he was doing the supposed mock Republican thing.
Like, the hardest right imaginable was pretty hilarious, but it's like, what are you even doing now? 17 House GOP freshmen send letter committing to work with Biden.
Well, I mean, you don't really have much of a choice. He's the guy. You've got to work with him.
No, I just want stalemates across the board.
Well, I mean, you can still do the stalemate thing, but if you want to get anything done, you're going to have to work with him. You know what I mean? It's just like,
I don't want anything done.
I kind of agree with that, but on the other hand, I mean, shit's gonna be done, so you might as well have some say in what's gonna be done.
I agree with that. Like, when we dropped the climate, the Paris Climate Accord or whatever, and Elon Musk quit the being part of Trump's business team, and I'm like, congratulations, you no longer have a say in anything. Way to go.
Mm-hmm. My point exactly. I'm just not looking forward to another 4 years assuming it's only going to be 4 years, of being told that America sucks. We had 8 of that with Obama, and it fucking wasn't good. So, can we not?
Oh. I love the apology tour. What are you talking about?
Fuck.
I just do not have anything for this fucking stream.
Not really. There's nothing really to talk about. I mean, we could go all doom and gloom and everything, but there's really no reason. It's not going to be as bad as the Chicken Littles are saying, but it's not going to. There's nothing that's going to be great about it. There's not going to be anything good. It's just going to get it. Getting along to get along
until the literal sky is falling, and then.
I mean, we could talk prepping and shit, but I just don't see a need that. I mean, it's not going to be. There's an outside chance that the Hope and Reconciliation or Truth and Reconciliations commissions might gain even a little bit of traction, but even if they do, the blowback is going to be insane.
Yeah. Oh, I got so I got hit with a simping on Instagram. I got somebody that, like, they come in and they're like, "You should check out my free nude pics," kind of comments and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, whenever you make a comment on somebody, they'll make the comment like "free titties" or whatever. I just got hit with one today, and he's a gold prospector who promises $500 a week if you can work flexible hours with him. He just needs somebody trustworthy. I was like, get fucked. like I appreciate that you're trying to sell me titties for free, but get the fuck out of here. Babylon B posts that Biden announces rollback of all jobs created by Trump.
Yeah. He's trying.
Like, in fact, we had construction on the border. 1,600 workers. We're going to put 2,000 workers to tear down the border while Trump put up. No, she's the deputy secretary of health, not the secretary of health. Is the tranny. Yeah.
Literally sent people to their deaths in PA nursing homes while removing her mother. It's mother, I should say.
Yeah, it's mother.
Yeah, I was gonna say. And how proud is Mama? Really?
I would like to see some of that transpire just from the citizenry themselves. Start holding these fucking people accountable for their shittiness. Gretchen Whitmer, fucker from Washington, Pennsylvania, Cuomo, who all sent COVID carriers to nursing homes. That is clearly the worst decision that is possible in a scenario like that, and they did it intentionally.
Yep. And
they have blood on their hands.
Cuomo denied doing it. It's like, dude, the ink's not even dry from your signature on that order, and you're pretending like it didn't happen. It's right there as a matter of public record, you fuck. But his brother will spin anything. I hope CNN tanks in the next 2 months.
Well, it's not like they gained the Fox viewers.
No, all those went to Newsmax and OANN.
I don't think that's what they're called.
What are they?
One American News, OAN.
Yeah, but
Right?
oh wait, NN News Network, whatever. Sure.
OAN.
Yeah, whatever. The one with the hot
Yeah.
blonde.
Oh, well. Yeah, there was do you remember their coverage of Syria? That was so disappointing. They're like, yeah, they're the government interpreter says that the bombs fell exactly where they said they fell, according to this eyewitness right here, who agreed to talk with the government translator, who is making a stern face at them for no known reason, apparently.
Right.
It's like, you fucking... I appreciate your enthusiasm, but it needs to be tempered with intelligence. No one is going to tell you anything that is not government sanctioned when you have a government sanctioned interpreter. This is a dictatorship here. And man, these liberal tards are welcoming the new dictator. Like,
Well,
understand that
they've vested interest. They have to. They even though they know it sucks, they have to.
like you can't call a dictator Orange Man bad, because the dictator will kill you. You can't riot against a dictator without that dictator killing you. We do not have a dictator. You're an idiot.
Well, we kind of have one now.
Yeah, cheerleaders across the political spectrum on like fucking Chris Wallace just loving, like, this is the best Biden I've ever seen, and
Yeah, true
I've
colors,
been doing this
man.
for 71 years, and
True colors have shown.
he makes JFK look like a retard. He's so good.
Yeah, he literally said that it was the best one, including JFK. I'm like, really? Wow, you are a fool.
Like, I didn't watch it, but thing.
Reagan's,
Can't imagine it being.
I mean, I get you that Obama's wasn't great. I give you that Shrub wasn't a good speaker at all, so his is obviously out. Same for Papa Bush, also uninspiring. But Clinton, man, that guy could talk. And he could do it well. Not going to take that away from him. But that's one that you could put up against Joe Biden any day. Ronald Reagan, for certain, you could put up against either one of those every day, and at least he was positive and inspiring.
And trained. Both Clinton and Reagan were trained orators.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Reagan's was acting, and Clinton's was
Narcissism.
what's it called? Focus grouped.
Yeah.
But they even focus grouped his hand gestures. But yeah, and Kennedy was pure charisma. But nope, it's going to be Biden. That's your pick, Chris Wallace. I can't wait for you to be jobless. And they're still harping on Fox as if Fox is the same thing it's always been. I'm like, no. Fox hasn't been the same since Murdoch and Ailes and O'Reilly, really. Like, it's been changing for a long time, but people finally recognized it, and they're in the same boat as everybody else. No one trusts nobody. Speaking of, I I saw this this OAN broadcast by this guy I've never seen before, but it was really weird because the like he would show images, but the image he showed was kind of a dumpy Trump. But he was singing Trump's praises, but the picture was dumpy, and it wasn't like it was like somebody's first experience using OBS. Like the picture was above the background, and it wasn't completely in frame.
Okay.
And every time they talked about something and they showed a picture, that picture would pop up over frame, and it would almost be like blocking like part of his shoulder. But you could see other parts of the frame in the. It was just so fucking weird. If I would have thought about it at the time, I would have sent it just to be like, this is super weird. Maynard going for the death blow says at least Reagan waited to the end of his second term to get Alzheimer's instead of starting with it.
Yep. Well, and growing up with Reagan as president for the majority of my childhood, I mean, dude was inspiring. I never understood the hate he received. And now I know it has nothing to do with reality. It's just teams being teams.
Well, you say that, but my issues with Joe Biden are legitimate. Like, I'm not calling him a xenophobe or transphobic or saying he's ruined women's sports, which he has done by putting forth any federal funding means accepting transgender athletes, which amazingly only go in one direction. But you know, these people putting out the cages and the travel bans and calling that racist when the other administrations are doing the same thing and it's magically not racist. It's bullshit, and I don't see that coming from the right like I do from the left. I'm not calling Joe Biden a pedophile, but I'm saying he's inappropriate with children. Anybody who pulls a kid towards them who's cringing away, that's inappropriate. And I am a big dude, so I am aware how children see me. You know, I'm 3, 4, 5 inches taller than their dad. I cast a large shadow over a small child. I stay away from them until they approach me. But he will chase after children and grab them up, and it's...
Dude, he threw a couple of digits into Tara Reid.
I was thinking of the other Tara Reid. Yeah,
may have done that too. Who knows?
Who hasn't had a couple of digits in that Tara Reid?
But yeah, I mean, there's in the last 15 years, there's been a big push to make everything the penultimate or actually the ultimate end of either side of the scale. Much like Chris Wallace sucking his dick and saying this is the best speech he's ever heard, or, you know, vilifying somebody the worst that, you know, to be the worst human being they ever are. There's no uncomfortable middle ground. It's either the best or the worst. There's no, well, that was okay, or it was kind of dodgy. Let's not do that. Like, the word prejudice is just removed from our lexicon now. You can't be prejudiced anymore. You're just immediately a racist.
We have the first president who has been called a rapist by their vice president on live national TV. Yep. But Orange Man bad. A racist, too. Joe Biden would have kept me from getting on that school bus where I said freedom.
Yeah, exactly. And nobody in the press is going to push that issue. And they should.
Nope. The founding fathers never would have imagined a press that was so integral to ruining its own freedoms. They actively go against the American people.
Yeah, they're sycophants. They're political sycophants to one party.
Mm-hmm. It was a debate, says Kamala. Of course, accuse him of being a racist and a rapist. It's a debate. It's a debate. It's not real. You don't tell truths. Have you heard about this Target pulling products made with monkey labor?
A what?
It's the New York Post posted 5 hours ago. Target pulling products allegedly made with forced monkey labor.
Okay.
And it's apparently it's a coconut water, and these monkeys fetch coconuts. So these people are boycotting this coconut water. So they're trying to get these monkeys killed, basically, because that's what happens when you do that.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
How do you not? How do you not know that?
They feel things, they don't think. They're incapable. They cannot think things through. They only feel, oh, this is bad and this has to stop, not thinking about the consequences of getting what they want. They never think about the consequences of getting what they want. So
oh, good. Glad the Fifis are gonna get all these talented coconut grabbing monkeys murdered to death and turned into chilled monkey brain soup, or whatever the fuck they name it.
let's be honest, they're not going to get murdered. They're going to be let to starve to death, which is even worse.
It's a type of murder.
I guess, but I mean, it's really just, I mean, it would be more humane for them to just literally, like, bash their brains in than to let them starve to death because they have no gainful employment.
Monkeys with gainful employment. It's the same thing with child labor. Like, when you boycott the company that has child labor, those kids starve. That's all there is to it. They starve. You're taking away their work, the work they use to feed and house themselves and keep themselves warm.
Excuse me.
Just these games are just ridiculous. Madhow's trending. Let's see what Madhow's trending about.
Why is she still employed? Why does she still have a job?
Dems have many nuclear option at hand. They could end the filibuster on organized resolution, not the legislative filibuster. Would end McConnell's blockade, but Senator Joe Manchin tells me he will not agree to that either.
Oh,
Okay.
one of them has some brains, realizing that that will come back to hurt them later. I've never seen a filibuster actually work.
No. I mean, West Wing.
That's fiction.
No sooner has the portion... No, it's not! No sooner has the portion of Rachel Maddow's interview with Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer aired that Mitch McConnell has put out a statement that he is ending the standoff. McConnell has caved. Schumer has won the fight.
The thing that gets me about that is that that's not due to the airing of the interview. That is actually some backroom dealings that went down. And we will never know what the Democrats had to give up or acquiesce to in order to get McConnell to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Or vice versa.
Palmer report. Chuck Schumer just went on Maddow and bulldozed Mitch McConnell, and McConnell just caved.
Yeah, that's the story you're going to get, but that's not what happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's the spin. But, I mean, McConnell's always been mono-party swamp creature, so I don't know what anybody else was thinking would happen. Honestly, I mean, to what end? Again, a filibuster has never worked. What are you eating, puppy? Oh, he's just chewing his cage. Okay.
Chris Hayes, am I losing my mind, or did Democrats win the Senate and McConnell is essentially filibustering them, taking majority control of the body? Maddow, excellent question, Chris. Very gay. Can't wait for these people to fucking die.
It's wrong to hasten that. So I'm told. But yeah, Chris Wallace and Dan Rather should just follow Walter Cronkite to the dirt nap they've earned. Unfortunately, I think we're stuck with Maddow and Katie Couric and Mika Brzezinski for another 40 goddamn years.
No, Mika's hate is just gonna turn into cancer. She's just awful.
She is awful. And her lapdog isn't much better.
Morning, Joe. Yeah. John Miller says, if you see anybody from Biden's cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd and you push back on them and you tell them they're not welcome anymore anywhere. Neo says, tell them Anti-Maxine said it was cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree, but you're basically letting them lead the charge.
DeSantis, governor of Florida, said, I'm pleased to announce that by February 1st, the COVID vaccine will have been offered to every resident and staff member of Florida's nearly 700 nursing homes and over 3,000 AFLs.
Assisted living facility.
ALFs. Yeah. What? I'm pretty sure you were supposed to kill those people off.
Well, this is how stupid New Yorkers are. I mean, they all go down there to retire anyway, and yet the state's still red. Fuck.
That's why you need to eat your pizza with milk next time.
No, it's just this lingering cough. It doesn't help that it's fucking cold out. So. And
Try harder, Arizonan.
Surprisingly, and for no undocumented reason, our heaters don't tend to work very well out here.
Why? How is that possible? That's so weird.
Exactly.
New York Post. Turns out women are a dog's best friend. Nope. Don't buy it. Don't buy it at all.
Women are.
I mean, I watched the porn.
Women are a dog's best friend, but men are dogs are men's best friend, or men are dogs' best friend. No, it's dogs are men's best friend, but women are dogs' best friend, and diamonds are women's best friend. These are all one-way relationships.
It's a man's best friend. In the history of pet parenting, women are... All right, why did all of the words disappear? Women are fetching all the credit. Washington State University researchers are learning more about how dogs became respected members of the human household. Thought it was nothing to do with man's best friend. We found that dogs' relationship with women might have had a greater impact on the dog-human bond than relationships with men, says Jamie Chambers, a PhD student who helped lead the anthropological study in the statement. Chambers, whose work has been published in the Journal of Ethnobiology, found that humans were likely to regard dogs as a type of person as the dogs had a special... What the fuck? They were more likely to be included in family life, treated as subjects of affection, and generally people had greater regard for them. Yeah, I'm not buying this.
I can buy it, but then I also have to know that the only way he got the grant money is that he had to have a predetermined conclusion.
Dogs are everywhere humans are. If we think that dogs are successful as a species, if they are lots of them, then they're able to thrive. This is just really poorly written.
Is that from the study, or is that from the author of the piece?
These are all in quotes. Yeah, these are all in quotes. Our modern society is like a blip in the timeline of human history. The truth is that human-dog relationships have not looked like they do in Western industrialized societies for most of human history, and look at traditional societies can offer a wider version.
Okay, I can get away. I can understand that and don't disagree with that. So let's look at China, where their food. Let's look at the Islamic world, where they are disdained and dirty and neglected.
Well, yeah, but that's not necessarily the case. I had a pug growing up, and I love this fucking pug. His name was Bugs Me, because he fucking bugs me. He makes noise just breathing. He was a snorer, and just constantly made noise. His name Bugs Me. And I bought a book on pugs because I had a pug, and you have to do fucking summer reading. So there's a story of the pug, and this is back in whenever the fuck ancient times. And pugs come from even the bulldogs, pugs, bulldogs, that whole fucking squat dogs, smush nose, that whole grouping of dogs come from China. And China had a game. Literally, the name bulldog comes from this game. The game was to get a dog to run up and bite on a dog's nose. It's the original rodeo, and the bull would shake the dog off, and the longer the dog lasted, the success or whatever the fuck. You get an extra bowl of rice with. So they ended up breeding dogs specifically down to bulldogs. Short back legs, stronger front legs, upturned nose that wouldn't suffocate against the bull's nose itself, smaller teeth to not tear up a bull's nose too much, a stouter neck to keep from it being broken by being shaken by the bull. That you got the fucking bulldog from that. And pugs was an offshoot of that. So this village that raised pugs, all the pugs in the village that raised these pugs started barking to the east. And for 3 days, the pugs barked to the east. On the third day, they said these dogs have gone crazy. They slaughtered the dogs. The next day, other dogs in the village had started barking to the east. And a day later, like the fucking Huns or some shit came and slaughtered the village. And the pugs had given the city a 5-day notice that the Huns were coming, or whatever the fuck they were. And so it's a weird thing to see sometimes, but there are junkyards, and especially down here in the South, who you will see a pug and either pit bulls or not pit bulls, Rottweilers or Great Dane, Rottweilers or Doberman Pinschers. Yeah, Doberman. And they're led by a pug. so the pug sniffs out the intruder or invader or whatever, and then the Dobies and the Pitties or the Rotties handle business after that. That's all dudes right there. Like, no, like. I've seen like parents. I've never seen like women take to animals because they take to animals, but it's really when you see like the dad who would literally take the time to brush the dog's teeth, even though he never wanted a dog in the first place, and you weren't responsible enough to have a dog. Like, I don't see that with women.
Well, I can see where women played a part in the domestication of dogs. I can see that, but.
Oh, you see women going out and rounding up wolves to domesticate them?
No, I see them coddling the wolves that the men brought back and acclimatizing them to the life in the tribe and interacting with humans. I can see that because of their motherly nature. I get it. I'm not going to discredit that. But it was the utility of the domesticated dog that the men found useful that allowed women to coddle them and help speed that domestication.
Maynard says dogs would have spaceships and Wakanda like civilizations if white men didn't enslave them.
White.
Cool Whip?
Well, and if you ever want to see about, I mean, Americans are so goddamn soft. You want to see how humanity treats dogs, I think a wider perspective is necessary. Go look. Go to other places and look. I mentioned China where they're used as food. I've mentioned, the Islamic lands where they're dirty and unclean and, whatever. You don't even have to go that far. Go down to Mexico. Take a look around. See how the dogs
Mexico, they love their chihuahuas. In fact, chihuahuas are named after Chihuahua, the Mexican state.
Yep. But if you've ever gone to a Mexican town, there are lots and lots of strays. and they're damn near feral.
And not starving feral, but just feral. Like, surprisingly well-fed Mexican dogs that are feral.
No joke, there are a couple of towns that were terrorized by roving packs of chihuahuas. A chihuahua is not intimidating. 20 of them and you've got some trouble. It's like,
I don't know.
It's like
maybe
coyotes.
20.
It's like
maybe
coyotes.
20 dwarves. Dude, I'm scared of one coyote.
Why?
Because it's a fucking coyote. It's got teeth and claws.
Oh no, they could hurt you, but you would end a coyote much quicker than they're going to do sustainable damage to you. The problem with coyotes is if you see one, there are 8 you don't see.
Yeah, I've seen Jurassic Park. Coyotes are velociraptors.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this or not, but Thomas Edison claimed to invent the light bulb, but in reality, his dog invented the light bulb, and he took credit for it. At least according to Joe Biden, that's what happened. Black man invented the light bulb. No, he invented fucking monofilament. And a less successful monofilament than what fucking Edison used. Steven's back in your play here. Untrimmed Chihuahua nails hurt like a bitch. I don't plan to go racing coyotes. Yeah, I saw Dave Canterbury did a coyote hunt or a trap, and I'm like, can't do it. Like I could be starving and I wouldn't shoot a coyote. I would shoot a pig in the face.
Well, yes, better meat anyway. But yeah, I mean, there's no reason to. The only reason to shoot a coyote is because you don't want them harassing your pets or your family.
Yeah. like anything more special forces than like a ranger, and you literally have to shoot a dog in the face. And I'm like, nope, can't do it. Like, sacrifice my home team. I'm not shooting little Brutus.
I will shoot a dog. I will shoot a dog that is attacking me.
Well, that was my thoughts. Where it's like I can't shoot a dog, but when it came down to it, I took a shot at a dog and I hit him. But to for food or something like that is not life or death. No. Daily Wire movie?
Yeah, that Run, Hide, Fight is actually a production of Daily Wire. I have not seen any Daily Wire or Crowder videos in almost 3 months.
Oh, Crowder had put out a video today. And I'm pretty sure I don't know what the name of it was, but it was something like my reasoning or my excuse or something like that.
No, whatever. I'm tired of his fucking sob stories. I'm tired of it's one of those things that gets me on YouTube videos too, when people complain about, oh, I meant to do this and I should do that, and this stuff's coming and my life got really hard and blah 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 blah. I'm like, you fucking idiots! Nobody gives a shit. Produce what you're going to produce, put out what you're going to produce, and don't mention anything else. That's your job.
Like, please give me a better reason why you can't do your job.
Right. Like, it's nice to know a reason from time to time, but you don't have to dwell on it. I mean, when Matt is out. He gives a very succinct reason and leaves it at that. He doesn't bemoan not getting shit done. He doesn't apologize for not getting shit done. Just don't. Just put out what you're going to put out and say if you're not going to put out something and maybe give a reason why. Sure, that's fine. But don't say, well, I meant to do this, or my life's really hard and all of this shit's happening, and nobody gives a shit. Nobody. I don't need to hear about Crowder's medical issues. I don't give a shit.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, I watched the video. It's two things. He's got a medical condition that he keeps bemoaning, and I don't give a shit. And his wife is pregnant with twins. So good for them. Congratulations. That's
you don't need to work.
Well, he's gonna have twins. Cool. I hope they're happy and healthy and wonderful and whatever. So good on them. I'll take that as a reason for not doing your job. Fine. Accept it, move on. But then he starts bemoaning, well, I've got this rare medical condition, it was misdiagnosed, and blah, 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 and I go to all these specialists, and I gotta go to the Mayo Clinic. Dude, shut up. You can either do your job or you can't. I'll wish you well with the kids. Congratulations. It's understandable you would take time off for that. As for your own personal bullshit, I don't care. The fuck is grids?
Oh, that's it's type of AIDS, isn't it?
I don't care. He was saying it's some fluke genetic thing. Whatever. Okay.
Isn't it gay-related immune deficiency?
I have no idea. Again, I don't care. I mean, I wish him good health. I want him to continue to do his job, but if he can't do the job like he was doing before, just simply state, I've got some medical issues. I can't keep up this pace. Something else is going to take its place. Fair enough. Move on. I just hate these YouTubers that bemoan this and bemoan that. And here I am bemoaning this shit.
Noticed.
But you won't ever hear me do it about myself.
Snowpiercer, the TV show's out now. Wonderful.
I wonder... Damn it. I wonder what the movie scene is going to look like this year. Like if we're going to get another bunch of overly political schlock like we've gotten the last roughly 8 years.
Well, didn't they put out a COVID movie?
Did they? I don't know. I like Canadians, Maynard. They're like Mormons. They make great neighbors. Wouldn't want to be one, but they make great neighbors.
He's not technically Canadian. He was born in Michigan.
Who?
Crowder.
Crowder. Yeah, he's a natural U.S. citizen. But he is half Quebecois.
I had to ask my grandma about that because whenever she divvies up her nationalities, she says French Canadian. like, what the hell does that mean? Are you French or Canadian? It's like, I'm
It's-
pretty sure to date, you're
it's
still not.
literally the worst of both. You're both a bad Canadian and a bad Frenchie. That's a French Canadian.
So you're going to give up and apologize?
Sounds about right. But I hear there's good fishing in Quebec.
Yeah. That sounds some Leonard Kenny bullshit.
Hey, somebody watches TV.
YouTube. Yeah, I got nothing. I did an hour. What do people expect for free?
What? The YouTube money's no good anymore?
YouTube money was never good.
All 5 of them?
I got a book to get back to. I don't want to wait too long, so I can't return it on the new Amazon return policies. I got a letter from them the other day saying I returned too many books and they're going to take away my right to return books. Like, so much for no questions asked.
Yeah, well, you knew that was going to come.
Oh, well, I return like 20 books a month. But I buy like 35 books a month.
Yeah, there is a lot of bad literature out there.
Like there'll just be something I don't like about a book. I'll be like, nope, I'm not going to keep you. You're not worth the money. Like, oh, you made her ridiculously hot and she's snotty. She hasn't changed pretty soon. I'm going to dump it. Or like anything where it's just like ridiculous amounts of rape. Like, there need to be that much rape? Did the rape have to be that prevalent in this book?
What is the acceptable amount of rape that you will tolerate?
I mean, a smidgen. You know, it's always useful. Keep those bitches in check, but... like, if it advances the plot, or shows how mean somebody is, or... yeah, if she deserves it.
What about teenage gangbangs? What are your feelings on that?
What's the reasoning behind it? Because it really needs to make sense to the plot. And needs to be during my coke-fueled days. So that needs to be accepted. What was the reason behind it? It was supposed to be the...
It was supposed to be
threshold of maturity or something?
Something like that, or the loss of innocence, the deliberate loss of innocence. But, I mean, they threw a train on the one girl, which is... that seems a little excessive.
That would have been a better movie, is to see her talk her friends into it. All right, Liza, you have no friends. Here's how you get 6 of them. Join me in the Lovers Club. I still haven't seen the new ones.
The new It's?
Yeah.
Yeah, me either.
The 2 to 3 of them that there are.
Yeah, whatever there is. The 80s one was bad. The only thing that made that even remotely watchable was Tim Curry.
I'm not sure if you're aware of this or not, but John Ritter was in it. So it was awesome.
Oh, yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, and what's his name? And that one black guy who was in things in the 80s.
Yep.
Man, they really shoehorned his character.
Yeah, it's just... it was it was made for TV, so I mean there is that. Did you ever see The Stand? That was also made for TV.
No. I saw The Langoliers, and I gave up on made-for-TV Stephen King.
Was that made for TV? I thought that was just. Which one am I? I'm thinking of Dreamcatcher.
Dreamcatcher was good,
Yeah, it was actually a good movie.
but yeah, I can't. With those fucking meatball tri-mouth motherfucker. Oh god, it was terrible. And Bronson Pinchot. Oof.
And yet you listen to him narrate a book.
I love me some narrated Bronson Pinchot, but I can only do it once, like once a year. His characters are so well defined that, like, you could take out, like, after like 10 minutes of putting the person who said what they said, you could just stop it. It could be like a radio broadcast. How they have like 13 people doing maybe 15 voices. Mm-hmm. Bronson Pinchot has such well-defined voices that you can't do a second book series too close to the first one, because he's got this voice. It's like a Southern girl from like 12 to 17, somewhere in there, is one voice. And for some reason, all his books have a girl like that. like in one, it was she was an Okie and she was 15. She was from Oklahoma. And in the next book series, it was a 17-year-old Texan. And I'm like, I mean, those are different accents, but all right, I'll just give you Southern accent girl. But it's the exact same accent. But it is flush as fuck. It is like there's no waver to it. It's always the same. And like you come back to it 4 books later, it's the same exact voice.
That is impressive. Consistency of different voices is hard to maintain and hard to do to begin with.
Yeah, and he does an amazing job with that. But then I also loved him in was it Second Sight? Was that it? With him and John Larroquette?
Sounds vaguely familiar.
I think it was like him and John Larroquette and like Cyndi Lauper or something like that. John Larroquette, the original narrator of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Was he?
That was his first role.
Huh. That's interesting.
Second Sight? Is that the name of it? Yep, Second Sight. Bronson Pinchot, John Larroquette. Jesus. Talk about a...
What do you think of Jonathan Davis as a narrator?
From Korn?
No, he's just a voice actor that does audiobooks, mostly Star Wars novels.
Oh, haven't heard him. So there's a couple movies called Second Sight. John Larroquette is the head of a detective agency that is hired to find a missing person, probably kidnapped, and they employ the help of a mystic psychic to help find the missing girl. And that's fucking Cousin Balky.
Is the psychic?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's got that awkwardly cute girl, Bess Armstrong.
Bess Armstrong?
Like, oh, super girl next door, Bess Armstrong. She was in Jaws 3D.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. But,
you know, she's 67 now.
Is she?
Yeah. Just
Good Lord.
Jaws 3D, High Road to China, My So-Called Life, Nothing in Common. You get that hamburger. You kill that
Is that what
hamburger.
it is? Is that a hamburger? Nice.
Yeah, it's a hamburger squeaky.
Let's get this dog a toy that mimics the dying squeal of an animal.
Yep.
Well, now Matt knows what the squeaking is.
Yep, it is the puppy going to town on his hamburger toy.
Hamburger.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
She's really been in nothing mainstream. Well, I shouldn't say mainstream. She's been in nothing good or acclaimed.
Well, she did a lot of TV.
Yeah, quite a bit.
I think she was like a sheriff on like a episode of NCIS or CSI or
NCIS. She's a main character in NCIS. All right, dude, give her a rest. That's a little much.
Somebody gave it a 7 out of 10 as one of his favorite movies. I can say.
She's in a movie called Pecker.
Oh, Steven, I need to talk to you after this. I watched the 2009 remake of Night of the Demons. For fuck's sake. Have you seen it?
I haven't. No.
You haven't seen Night of the Demons or the remake?
No.
That's fucking. It was bad.
Is it?
Have you seen Freddy vs. Jason?
Bad?
No, it's going to stay with me for a while, just because of some of the awfulness. Have you seen Freddy vs. Jason?
Yes.
All right. The blonde, the stacked blonde.
Okay.
She is in a torn and on again, off again relationship with John Connor from the second Terminator movie. Fucking Eddie Furlong in 2009.
Okay.
That you're led to believe that she is with that fucking Groder. And it's stupid. Like there is no chemistry across the board, and there's a couple sex scenes. I was like, nope, don't buy it. Sorry.
So like any movie with Natalie Portman and a male lead.
Yeah, or Mila Kunis, or Emma Watson.
Friends with Benefits, she managed to have some sort of chemistry with Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake, Katherine Heigl. It hurts me, but Alexandria Daddario.
Very true. Very true.
So gorgeous.
Well, and I mean she's a good-looking gal, but it's the eyes. She needs to play an ice queen because that fits. And she's got no actual warmth to her, so chemistry doesn't happen with other male leads.
She's actually a really bubbly, nice person.
Yeah, I can believe it. It's just,
she has a YouTube channel.
Does she?
Yeah.
Probably doesn't.
It's not really that popular at all, but I watch it mostly in November when I don't turn on porn. But gets the job done.
See, as far as women with striking eyes, Daddario is second class to Denise Richards in pretty much everything.
Go away. Denise Richards?
Yeah.
Not Yasmin Bleeth, not
Oh, Yasmin Bleeth, I forgot about her.
Denise Richards? Not Jenny McCarthy or
Jenny McCarthy doesn't have just piercing eyes, though. Jenny McCarthy is a much bigger, well-rounded package.
So is Alexandria Daddario. Doesn't Denise Richards have brown eyes?
I think they're green. Maybe they are brown. I don't know. Let me look.
I know they're definitely not brown. I just pulled her up. Steven. Who's that chick I'm thinking of?
Blue in that picture.
Yeah, definitely blue. Jodie Lynn O'Keefe. Jodie from Halloween H2O. One brown eye, fucking Cyclops.
Doesn't Jewel have multicolored eyes?
She's got that starburst thing. Yeah, Jodie Lynn O'Keefe. That's it. She's got great eyes too. And Matt Bower. I wouldn't sleep with him, but if my girlfriend did sleep with him, I'd want to know the details. No, wait, that's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's a completely different franchise. Never mind. Whoopsie. Let my gay out for no reason. No. Jewel has chromagnia or whatever. It's bursts in her eyes as opposed to crow. What the fuck is it with two different eye colors? I learned about it watching X-Men First Class. Anyways, they're mutants. I didn't know Jane Seymour had two different eye colors.
Jane Seymour does?
That's what Steven says, and I don't doubt him. Have you seen The Haunting of Hill House?
Yes.
What the fuck was up with that guy's eyes?
Oh, Jane Seymour does have. Now they're naturally green, but her right eye is half brown.
Heterochromia.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Timothy Dalton has gray eyes, but the Elliot, whatever the fuck his name is in the movie, has blue eyes. Blue contacts for his eyes. I don't know.
Well, something I noticed about that show is everybody has blue eyes.
My brother has blue eyes. My two older brothers have green eyes. I have brown eyes, and both my parents have brown eyes. My dad's are a funkier brown, but they're still technically like color chart brown. I'm pretty pissed because I would look excellent with blue eyes. But if I had to have my little brother's hair, I would have given up the blue eyes for my nice, straight, non-Jufro hair. Smiles usually make women look prettier. I hate Jennifer Love Hewitt's smile. Makes me want to punch her in the face. Oh, and I think from 2009, so 11 years, 12 years ago now, the makeup in that movie was so bad. Shannon Elizabeth looks older now, or looks older then than she does now. I was like, I don't know what they did to her.
She's still good looking, even now.
Yeah. So yeah, she holds a spot in my heart, near and dear to my heart.
Absolutely.
Next to my heart.
Although I will say that in the most recent, will you stop? The most recent Jay and Silent Bob movie is she does look older.
Well, I mean, she's your age.
Yeah, I know, it's wonderful. God damn.
All right, so let's get out of here. We'll look at the fag on the after hours and talk about chicks more.
Sweet. All right, all you bums, get out of here. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.